Space.
Will they move us? Or the human race?
Yeah.
The higher tier?
Yeah. The higher tier. The billionaires. Yeah. The high-level government. The planet's polluted in the water and the land, the atmosphere. My question is, how long before we need to move? Before we can't live on Earth anymore?
I reckon it's like a matter of like hundreds of years. Yeah.
Hundreds, not thousands.
Yeah. I reckon hundreds of years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not that long.
Not long.
It's not that long.
No. But the reason I say that is obviously because I feel like the human race don't respect Earth. I'm not saying I throw everything in the bin or my car's the way it should be.
Yeah.
It's not, innit? Like,
yeah.
But it's what you got to do, innit?
Yeah. Do you even recycle?
Do I recycle?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, at home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Because it's easy.
You've
got your bins for it. It's no excuse at home.
I chuck my plastic in the cardboard in, but everything else goes in
the
bin.
I do that as well.
Normal bin.
I do that as well, but I just ain't got time for that.
But things like littering and stuff, I'm quite big on that. I make sure, me and the boys
don't litter.
Because you just keep seeing all these pictures, these fish in the sea just full of plastic and stuff like that.
That's like the little minuscule of what we see.
It is minuscule because where's all that rubbish coming from?
It's worse than that though.
Have you seen the I can't remember what they call it. There's some island in the, I think I'm going to say Atlantic Ocean. And the size of it is bigger than Texas. Texas is massive. And it's not an island, it's a rubbish heap floating in the middle of the sea.
Wow.
You never seen that?
No.
It's brutal. So you see these clips from helicopters.
Why is it all together?
It's just the way the currents work. It just pulls everything to this particular area in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And it's massive. Now the thing is, how's all that got there? Obviously, you take some countries are taking that rubbish from the landfill. They've got to be dumping it in the sea. That's not collected naturally, is it? Couldn't have done. So some countries got to be responsible for that. Just a mass.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then you see these fish, they take out the ocean, they cut them open, and they're full of plastic because they're eating it.
Oh, really?
And that also means that parts of their bodies, the fish's bodies, have microplastics in them. So you're eating plastic. You're eating fish. And it's getting...
Are we eating that fish, though?
You don't know what you're eating, do you?
I don't really eat fish, to be
no.
fair.
But, that's just one part of the Earth's problems.
Yeah.
But talking about the space sort of exploration. So, this conspiracy that did we go to the moon, did we not? What do you think about that?
I feel like someone's gone to the moon.
Yeah?
Right.
Well, currently only United States of America have gone to the moon.
Is that it?
That's it.
Right, okay. So maybe they've gone to the moon, but who really actually knows?
Well...
what we're told.
The three guys that went.
Yeah, but it's just what we're told, innit? But I suppose that's like everything. But we just believe what we're told, innit? Like we're told that this.
But you must have heard the conspiracies.
Not really, no.
No.
Go on.
So yeah, there's a radiation belt that runs between Earth and the moon, and we've got to pass that to get to the moon.
Well, and you can't pass it.
No. Well, here's the two things. One. Could the astronauts safely pass through that much radiation? Because radiation is a big thing. It's it kills a lot of people. Okay. The second thing is radiation destroys the old type of camera film. The camera film that you put in the old cameras. So there's reports that when people used to go through the X-rays at airports, if you put your camera through, it would wipe all your film. And this radiation belt, the radiation is a lot higher than an X-ray machine. So they come back from the moon with all this video footage photos, yet they went through the radiation belt. I think it is the Van Halen radiation belt. And so how did that film survive?
Is it protected by the...
How did the astronauts
the space
survive?
shuttle? Is it protected?
No, they don't have any radiation protection.
They didn't go spacing, did they?
Right. Here's the other thing.
They drew the pictures.
Here's the other thing. So, I don't know what other thing. You know when your mind just blanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just blanks.
Radiation belt and all that. To me, I don't know enough about radiation, so I don't even... What's that beeping noise? What is that?
It's a dog.
Is it I don't know enough about the radiation belt.
Here's
and how they got to space and what protection they... Like, as far as I'm concerned, right, a few geezers have gone space. Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few people have gone into space.
Into space, right. And got past this belt, I'm guessing.
Now, the only people that have gone past the belt was the
ones that went to the moon.
Apollo mission that went to the moon.
Yeah, and that's Armstrong.
Yep.
Yeah. And they took pictures.
Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and the third guy that no one knows his name because them two get all the credit.
Who's the third guy then?
Well, someone had to stay in the shuttle.
The driver. The driver never gets any credit.
You'd be fuming.
But
so the other thing about that is when they come back, they put that footage into an archive. Years later, apparently they got asked for the footage and they said, oh, we had to record over all that footage because we were short on film. So there is no original footage of when we went to the moon. One of the greatest achievements that the human race has ever accomplished.
They didn't go to the moon.
They recorded over it.
They didn't go.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's not beating around the bush, man. They didn't go to the moon.
See, there's a lot of interesting theories that you listen to it or you watch the videos and people pull problems with all the videos like that. Well, that wouldn't happen and this wouldn't happen. I want to believe we went to the moon. So that's the camp I'm in. But the trouble is, there's so much evidence or reasonable evidence that states it could have been faked.
That is like you going, where have you not been?
Where have I not been?
It's like going have you been to Thailand?
No, I've not been
to Thailand. It's like going to Thailand, taking a load of pictures, coming back home, and then going over it because you run out of space.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
It's stupid.
It don't make sense.
You wouldn't do it.
But
something so big.
It's incredible.
To
it's incredible. To record over that is just out of this world.
Doesn't really make sense to me. But you were saying something not long ago about Mars. Yeah,
so Elon Musk he's trying to create a colony on Mars. He wants to send a load of people with little pods to live in, solar panels to produce energy.
Can they leave the pod?
They'll leave all the crap there, yeah.
No, but can they walk out of the pod?
Well, it'll only be in a spacesuit. The only way to live on Mars would be to terraform it, which nobody actually knows how to terraform a planet anyway.
I don't know what that means.
Terraforming is you see.
Why do you know this stuff, man?
I'm interested in weird shit. So terraforming you normally see in movies, and it has a bit of science to it. But generally, you go to a planet and you do something to that planet that produces breathable oxygen and the right chemicals to grow food and other bits in the ground.
And that can be done.
Theoretically, I mean, it's like if they find ice on a planet, then it contains water, and if it contains water and you melt it, it can produce oxygen. People have theories, scientists have theories of how you would go around it, but how would you make the soil capable of planting food? You know, that's something I'm not aware of that can be done.
Yeah.
Well, they did it in the Matt Damon film.
Yeah. That's a good film.
They need to ask Matt Damon.
Yeah, that was actually a really good film.
It was a good film. I enjoyed that. But, to get to Mars, it's like a year and a half just to get to Mars. It's somewhat ridiculous at today's technology. So Elon Musk wants to send someone or a load of people there just to see if they live there. But I think it's a one-way trip. I think no one's coming out from there. It's just to see if it can be done.
It's risky.
And they'd be pioneers. They found other planets where potentially human beings could live. There's a moon on Jupiter, one of Jupiter's moons. What's that one called? The Europa. You heard of that before?
No.
So that's...
I don't know much about space, man.
Yeah?
I've seen Space Jam. That's about it. I don't know a lot about it.
Well...
Europa.
So yeah, it's just one of them space objects where we could potentially... There may be oxygen there may be water there.
On the moon?
Yeah, it's supposed to be basically a water planet. It's supposed to be covered in water. So if it's covered in water, there's potential for oxygen and potential to go there.
So this is not a moon then, is it? It can't be a moon.
Well, there's ice on the moon. So...
What, our moon?
Yeah.
There's ice on it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like fucking dusty.
So a moon is technically... our satellites that are in the sky? Satellite basically means something that orbits a planet. That's what a satellite... The moon is called a satellite. Because it's attracted to Earth's gravity. And that's what keeps it close to us. If a big enough asteroid hit the moon and could take it away from Earth's gravitational pull, it could actually send the moon into space and leave it.
Daylight all
and
the
it
time.
would no longer be a satellite because a satellite is something that follows.
So what would we do without the moon?
Pull. It would actually cause a lot of problems because between the moon's gravity and Earth's gravity, it obviously does the. What's it called? The currents in the ocean, not the currents, the tides.
Right.
It's created by the moon. The moon's gravitational pull is what's shifting all the water.
So we could do without the water shifting. Oh no.
I don't know. It probably would have some.
Less people die. People die from tides.
Everything has.
Couldn't surf.
Yeah, it would ruin the surfing. But
that's the least of the problems, though, isn't it?
But yeah, that probably would be the least of the problems.
But it'd be daylight all the time.
Why would it be daylight?
The moon's gone.
Why? How would
Don't the moon block the sun?
No.
Yeah, the moon goes in front of the sun, no?
It can do, but that just causes an eclipse.
So the moon don't actually make it dark?
No. So this is quite interesting. So how do you believe it gets dark at night time?
Oh, I can't believe I just said that, man.
Oh no, I need to know this now. So what do you? What?
So I thought, yeah.
Right.
I'm confused with a total eclipse, right? No,
Right.
a total eclipse.
Yeah.
So I thought the moon fucking just goes in front of the sun every night. for like 8 hours.
That's amazing.
So
That's amazing. That's quite.
But then now that I've just thought about it, I've realised because the sun stays in one place, but the Earth apparently spins.
It spins, yeah.
Spins, apparently.
What is it? It's supposed
Because
to
it's round.
spin at something like 66,000 miles an hour.
Because it's apparently round.
Probably wrong on that.
So
Apparently round. I like
because it's like, yeah. So obviously when we're here, it's night because the sun's there.
That's right.
Yeah. So
you do know, just got a little bit confused.
Yeah.
It's the Earth spinning that causes the day and night.
Jesus Christ.
And
it's flat though, isn't it? I reckon it's flat.
You're a flat earther.
Yeah, flat Earth, man.
Okay, so why?
Okay, so you're in America, right?
Yeah.
And you want to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it just go like there? Why does it go there?
No, you'll have to explain that one to me.
Okay, So, America,
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah.
But if it's round,
Yeah.
it'd be America, Thailand. The distance will be a lot shorter between the two countries.
The distance would be the same.
Why would it be the same? It should be.
If you got an orange peel,
Yeah.
marked up a dot on one side, a dot on the other side, and you measured round
Yeah. Same.
when it's curved.
Yeah.
When it's curved. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 5 centimetres. Peel that orange, put it down flat. It's still going to be 5 centimetres.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But right, what I'm saying is, I need a ball. Okay, so this mic here,
Yeah.
America,
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Why did the flight go all the way around when
don't.
it could just go? It does.
They don't always.
They always, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What are you saying? We always go the long way around?
Always the long way around.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Why would you go the long way around?
I don't know.
It's more fuel.
I'll Google it. I'm actually going to Google it because that's what I was told, yeah,
Right.
by
Just wouldn't make any sense.
a reliable source, which was a customer.
Right, okay.
Flight time from America to Australia, 13 hours. But they're not even that far on a map.
Australia and America are not far on the map.
No. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah. So there's a good chance you're wrong on there because
Because it's 24 hours for us, isn't it?
it wouldn't make any sense.
I'm wrong. I told you, man, this ain't my topic. I don't know
Well,
about
this
space.
is good. Maybe you can learn a few things.
So it's not flat.
So
Fucking
your
man.
your flat Earth theory was the fact that we went the long way around.
Yeah. Proven wrong.
I don't know. The thing is, if Earth was flat, there'd be an end.
Why? Because someone said.
It would only have to be so big, wouldn't it?
It'd be as big as it is.
Okay, so when we look at the night sky and look up at the stars in England, you see certain constellations, certain groups of stars.
Yeah.
If you go to the other side of the world and look at the sky, completely different
It's long,
sets
though,
of
isn't it?
constellations.
It'll be still a long Earth.
Yeah, but you can't see them constellations at different sides of the planet because you're looking at different parts of space.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of.
You know the.
I don't know about constellations.
Okay, constellations are groups of stars that look like
the
a
line
shape.
and the whatever. What is that? No.
Yeah, star constellations.
Animals.
You've got what is it? Yeah, all the Scorpius and the Libra and all the your
Star
birth.
signs,
Yeah.
yeah.
But there's many more. There's many more, and they're just people see a shape in the stars, and they call it a constellation. It's a group of stars that always have the same pattern.
Okay.
You cannot see the ones at the top of the planet to the bottom because you're looking at different types of space. Because the Earth spins on its axis with a slight wobble, you're only ever seeing that part of the sky, of space. And when you're at the other side of the...
So we're wobbling.
Yeah, so it spins round, and also it's slightly tilted. So we're not perfectly straight, slightly tilted. We're spinning round, and it's actually got a little bit of a wobble to it as well.
It's fucking so weird, mate.
It is weird.
To think that, why would it always spin the same speed?
Well, some scientists say...
My head don't get
Okay,
it.
check this out, right? If we're supposed to be spinning at 66,000 miles an hour, which I'm hoping I'm right in that. If I'm not, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And some scientists say that every so often the planet is spun the other way.
What the fuck?
And
what does that even mean?
Well,
man?
that would reverse the polarity of the Earth. You know how we have the North Pole and South Pole? So you see a compass, points to north, points to south. So they reckon that spinning the other way would change the polarity of the Earth. So north would actually be south. And the way they've found this...
But if it's still facing the same direction, it's just spinning the other way.
Yeah.
Why does north and south change?
I don't know why north and south would change, but it must be to do with the rotation of the spin. Now, they've core drilled in the Antarctic, which has been frozen for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And what they do is they core drill so far down that you can actually see the history of when it froze.
See, listen, that there alone is like, why are you fucking with the Earth, man? Like, why are you core drilling something? It doesn't need to be core drilled, or does it?
It's science.
Okay, but you go and you're breaking something.
So they'll core drill a cylinder. That sort of size.
Right.
And every so often, they can find items in the ice that can date it, help to date it. Right. Also, inside of that block of ice, you have iron filings, pieces of iron. Mm-hmm. And if you look, I saw it on a documentary, all the iron filings point the same way. It's pointing to the north. And then for some reason, they get so far down, they all point the other way. So that's where the theory comes that the poles have changed previously. But that's like the science.
Does that make sense though? So we're a few layers extra now on Earth.
Well, you mean underground, right?
Hmm.
Where do we find all the dinosaur bones?
Underground. Yeah, so we are a few layers extra.
So yeah, we're layers up. Everything's getting buried with whatever reason. I mean, the meteorite that apparently killed the dinosaurs,
Weird.
That's got to leave some debris.
Yeah.
You know, volcanic eruptions. Is it Yellowstone Park in America?
Mm-hmm.
Which is one massive volcano.
Right.
Literally the whole of it. And if it ever erupts, they reckon that'd be a planet killer. Because how much power is underneath. They reckon it's gone off before. Some people think that's what's killed the dinosaurs because it would block out the sun's rays from coming in. It would completely blanket all of the Earth's atmosphere if that one volcano went off. It's massive. So...
What's in there then? Lava?
Yeah. I mean, that's in essence a volcano, isn't it?
So it's an active volcano. It could go off.
Well, it's not active. But they've been monitoring it and they have been getting some activity.
Mm.
So a few of these places around the Earth, there's a few scary things like earthquakes in California.
Mm.
They have a big one every so many years. They're past due. They're due a big one. So they monitor it. All volcanoes have a length of time where history has proven this has gone off every 10,000 years. And a few of these items are well past due. They're ready to go, like the Yellowstone Park. They reckon every 100,000 years it goes off.
When it's not gone off for...
And it's not gone off for about 200,000 years. So it's ready. So, but...
What, and that'll do the planet?
The thing that I like about science is scientists never say this is what it is. They say, as far as we know, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And science is always changing. So there's nothing to say that they don't do further research and say, we messed up the figures. It's actually every million years or 500,000 years.
Mm. I think it's bizarre. I think a lot of everything we know or whatever is just what we're told.
But this is where I think people need to learn that...
You know what though? Something that's been written.
No, I think everyone needs to learn to find the information yourself. Not believe everything you hear.
How can you?
Because
even if you still go and read a book,
yeah,
you're reading a book.
You're relying on that knowledge.
Yeah, someone that's wrote that book. what's to say that what you're reading is... This ain't even just about space. Like, this is about everything.
Yeah.
Like...
Science,
yeah. But you're reading what you're being told, and what you're being told is, in your mind, real because someone's wrote that book.
But all information comes from somewhere. From somebody.
Yeah.
And you've got to trust that information.
I just think that space is so big, there's so much shit going on that no one knows. Like, no one's got a clue. I feel like a lot of it's fucking made up.
But again, it's our best. Sound like I'm a scientist. It's a scientist's best guess from the information they know. It could change. Do you ever see Neil deGrasse Tyson? No. He's an American astrophysicist. So he studies the stars and space. And the thing that I like about him is he says it more of a layman's term. So he breaks it down and tries to tell you in metaphors and just gets the information across that you don't have to be a scientist to understand where he's coming from.
Right.
And he's amazing to watch. He did a program on Netflix, Cosmos.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, really
I
interesting.
think I come across that.
Yeah, you need to get that viewing. It'll help you out. Stop this moon blocking the turning the sky to night business.
No, don't tell anyone I said that. Well, to be fair, we're going to see it. I don't know, really.
So
It did that.
But it's one of them, you know. The good thing about talking is you can learn. But, you know, I've told you that information, you've believed me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't.
That's right.
Do you know what? I try to say everything as a pinch of salt. Things that I feel like don't affect my life, like space, it's not really changing my life right now. Like, unless it went wrong.
Yeah.
Right. I don't, like, even though I'm curious, because I don't know, I slightly take it with a pinch of salt, because it's like, how will you ever really know?
Yeah, you probably won't, but I think,
you know what I mean?
I think we're getting into that age where it's going to start happening. I think within the next 50 years, we're going to be starting sending ships into space.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to.
What for?
To protect the future, protect the human race.
What, take people?
Yeah, I think we're literally this finding another planet to live on. I think
not for us though. Not for normal people.
Not for normal people, but for the human race.
Human race, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my kids.
If they're important enough to be taken.
The first people are always going to be the important people. I say the important, I hate that. What makes them more important? But it's going to be the rich and powerful. But once they've done it to a decent degree and spaceships can travel a lot quicker and safer, and, you know, we get the old Star Trek ships, and that's when more and more people are going to go. And if we start creating colonies, my trouble is space is so big. I think one of the nearest planets that's actually like Earth is 4.5 light years away. Is it Alpha Centauri, I think it's called. So that's a planet they found as the nearest one that's most Earth-like. It has a similar...
And it's really far.
Well, 4.5 light years is if you travel at the speed of light, which theoretically impossible, it will take you 4.5 years to get there. That's how that works. Right?
But how do they know? That's what I don't fucking understand, is how do they know, right, that this planet is there if it's 4.5 light years away? Who's got there?
Okay.
To say, you know what, Fansank, it's 4. How the fuck do you know? It's bollocks. Like,
I know, it's an interesting question.
I feel like it's just all shit.
It's an interesting question. So you got astrophysicists study the skies.
Yeah.
They use the most powerful telescopes in the world. But they don't see the sky just as a magnified telescope. they'll look at it under a UV light. They'll look at it under an X-ray. They'll look at it for microwaves. They look at all these different spectrums.
4.5 light years away.
And
how can they see that?
That gives you enough information to come to a conclusion. So they look at a night sky, and from the solar system that we know that we've sent satellites past, because we've sent satellites past. We sent one past Pluto lately. I think it took 30 years to get there. It's just past Pluto. So in our solar system, we've sent satellites into our solar system, and that has given us information. That tells us the lights that we see under these telescopes. It means something. That light means there's water. That light means there's something else. That light means there's oxygen. And they combine all that information, and now they can do it further afield. So again, it's crazy. It's a best guess. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows that Alpha Centauri is an Earth-like planet. It's their best guess. So it's a scientist's best guess. It's the best guess.
Yes. Now,
my issue with that is space travel. We can't be spending. Well, it's not even 4.5 years. Even if we travelled at half the speed of light.
What is the speed of light?
Oh my days! I knew he was going to ask me that question.
Only like hundreds of thousands of miles an hour.
Thousands of miles an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Thousands of miles an hour.
So technically, well, don't say impossible. Might be impossible one day, but to go to a place like that, yeah, without crashing,
yeah,
at such speed, when I think a plane went down yesterday, Ethiopian Airlines.
Yeah.
Right, just plane, not going that fast in scientific terms. Right, can come down with nothing in its way.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
But space doesn't have any friction or...
There's no friction, but it's got rocks, floating rocks and...
Yeah. So
stuff in your way.
So, travelling at them sort of speeds.
Fast.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't see it happening. The way I look at it, it's nice to be optimistic and think you're going to leave Earth and you're going to go live somewhere else. Yeah. It's all nice in your head. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I'm weird. I'm weird because just because of the distances of the other planets.
So unrealistic. So unrealistic. I feel like they've got the technology and whatever, but I just feel like too many people die. Instead of saving the human race, you're probably going to kill them. Do you know what I mean? Trying to get them from like A to B.
Yeah.
Going at like
thousands of miles
an hour or whatever it is. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's interesting, but it's also sad at the same time because, the way things are looking. I went through a period of time going down the YouTube rabbit hole, and you start seeing all these conspiracy theory channels, and you start seeing the end of the world channels, and you just start thinking, oh my days, it's like this planet's fucked. So then you get into all this, we're leaving the planet, we're going to colonise Mars, we're going to send... there's theories where they can send these little pieces of metal into space.
Right.
And from the Earth, you fire a laser into the sky.
Yeah.
The laser hits the piece of metal, and that can project it at nearly the speed of light. So people are
project it to what?
On a path to wherever they want.
Right. To do what with it?
To send it. So the idea is, on this metal, we'll create a bit like a probe. So we can send this to the distant planets and try and get some information back from it. So the next task would be how is that information going to get sent back to us? So then you're looking at setting up midway stations.
Do you think there's other life up there?
That's a great question. And
more life?
Yeah, I do. the planet is infinitely massive. Infinitely, which means it's massive. We can't go to the end of our galaxy, and there's millions of galaxies. Galaxy, we've got our solar system. Yeah, and then you expand on that, and our solar system is part of our galaxy, and there's millions of galaxies. It's just you can't
Who
even.
says?
Can't even. Well, scientists, which I believe, and every one of them stars you see in the sky is a sun. It's a sun, and many of them have their own solar systems, planets revolving around them, and they're just the ones we can see.
It's the sun.
Yeah.
So a star.
A star is a sun. Our sun is a star, but because it's so close to us, we see it as a big ball of fire. But when they get further away, they just twinkle.
It's actually like a fucking bit of a head fuck, Like when you start thinking of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's weird, man.
Get this. A lot of the stars you see in the sky have already ceased to work. They're no longer a big ball of fire.
Why?
Because they're so far away. Light travels at the speed of light, doesn't it? If we're 100 light years away, it takes 100 years for that light to reach us. So if that star dies, it becomes a supernova and explodes.
Okay, so
So we're seeing that light for 100 years after it's dead. It's like it's like sound. Have you been across a field, right? And someone claps, and you don't hear it when they hit their hands. You hear it a few seconds later. You ever had that sort of experience?
not really.
So there's a good few clips on YouTube of people testing this. They'll stand a few hundred yards away, a mile away, 3 miles away. They hold a radio walkie-talkie and they make a sound. What happens is you hear the sound instantly on the radio. Then a few seconds later you hear the sound. Because sound travels a lot slower than light. So you can test that. But on a grander scheme in space, that's what happens. So a star that is exploded and no longer produces light, we will see that light for however long it is.
So there's times I look up at the sky, I can't see no stars. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, they're all dead.
No.
Where they gone?
Clouds.
No clouds. Cloudless.
No. It's the only time you can not see stars is pollution or clouds. Something has to visually block you from seeing the sky.
Head's gone.
That's crazy. See again. I'm so busy with my family and taking them to all sporting activities and doing my own work and the wife and all these things. I spend so much time on YouTube and TEDx and audio books. And this is why I like the podcast, because you see what other people are into.
Yeah.
I just assume everyone sits down and
my
watches
mind's blown. I just don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah. But, you got to ask, is it important to you? Should people really care about space?
It's not going to change my life.
It's not going to, no.
Anytime soon or whatever.
No.
Hopefully it won't change my kids' lives and their kids' lives.
Yeah.
Right? But it's just, it's nice getting like an insight on what you don't know, innit?
Definitely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the podcast. I want people to come on and I want people to baffle me. Yeah. I want to learn some new things. It's interesting.
Yeah, defo.
It's interesting. Don't know how useful it is, but it's interesting, and I'm all for that experience.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really looking forward to getting people on. Fucking blow my mind.
Yeah, no, that'd be good, man. Just like my head's just gone right now.
Well, I think we'll leave it there then. I think we've fucked with your head enough for today.
Head's gone.
Nice. I enjoyed that.
I'm just confused. I'm actually so confused, man. Space mind fucks me, man.
Yeah.
Just to think that sun is a ball of fire. It's mad. And what's to ever stop that hitting Earth?
Well, it won't hit Earth because all the planets are in orbit around each other.
Yeah,
the sun's gravity keeps all the other planets revolving around it. Earth is the sun's satellite. We're revolving around.
It just sounds like for something, that's like I still look at space as like it's science, but it's like it's natural. Yeah, there's no structure. Nothing's tied to anything. Nothing's like attached to anything. It's all based on science. Yeah. I feel like science can go wrong.
Science can go wrong.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I feel like I know what you're saying, yeah, the gravity of this and that stops that from doing this and that. Yeah. But what's to ever stop that going wrong? I know it's not gone wrong in like millions and millions of years or whatever it is, however long it's been doing its thing for.
To me, there seems to be...
I don't understand how there's planets orbiting, but there's no way of ever like...
Well, one thing that gets me is I think space is a perfect order.
Yeah.
And then you have the rogue chaos. It's two parts. You have all these solar systems that all revolve around each other and need each other. But then you have these rogue asteroids or items in space, these asteroid fields that just come in and cause havoc and can change the order of a solar system. I mean, if you've seen the moon, you see all the craters on the moon. Yeah, you see one of them zoomed in pictures of the moon. It's covered in craters. And if you step back and look at Earth, you think, wow, yeah, you can see all these craters on Earth as well. You think something's peppered the Earth and the moon. But we don't have many collisions. Well, we've not had any in the last few hundred years.
I feel like shit will happen.
Did you see the one in Russia?
No.
About 2 years ago?
No.
This asteroid come in and burned up, and it was burning up, but it was coming in so fast. As it went through this town, shattered all windows. Like, everyone's turning up at hospital, just covered in cuts and scrapes. And there's all the dash cam footage. People are driving in the cars, and this ball of fire is just screaming across the sky. And luckily, I think that managed to burn up before it hit the floor. But it did so much damage just coming in so fast.
Was it big?
It looked big.
I've not seen it.
It looked big. No, actually, it did crash because people took samples of it, meteorites, because they contain all kinds of crazy shit. A lot of them are like an iron core.
Right.
So just solid iron.
So there's nothing to stop, obviously, shit hitting us.
They're
lucky that was quite small.
There's plans in place, and I think I saw an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson say, if anything happened now, at the minute, we've got enough of a chance to give you a day's notice. It's like, this is going to hit us and we're all going to die. And we can't do anything. He says that's what we need to perfect. We need to have better systems in place for detecting massive world-killing asteroids. Because
Can't they build like a wall around the Earth?
Build a wall. You sound like Donald Trump. It's your answer for everything. Just build a wall.
Can't they? Like?
An asteroid the size of the moon, travelling at thousands of miles an hour.
Just bounce off.
It ain't going to bounce off no water. Yeah. I mean, there's plans in place, and plans are getting better.
To build a wall.
to build this wall. Yeah, to build a bouncy castle the size of the Earth.
Oh shit, man. On that note, mate, I think
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there.
I feel like my head's about to blow up.
No, God, it's been interesting. I've enjoyed it.
I'm
Right.
going to do some research.
Nice one.
Sweet. See you later.
See you on the next one.